Well, in Mataura over the last decade or so, we've been pretty active trying to get a few things off the ground. And so over the years, on an annual basis, we do an annual, at least one annual singing and dancing spectacular, or a dramatic piece. Usually they're a comedy or a musical comedy of some sort, and we do that, and that's been really exciting to be involved with, because we've incorporated lots of individuals who you would never think were going to be involved in that sort of thing as actors and technicians. And we've also had a policy of involving high school students as well, where they've demonstrated an interest in being involved. So some of them want to be actors, and some of them want to be technicians or working behind the scenes and on the stage. So that's been really great. Been a sort of a resurgence of interest in cinema, and one of my good friends has been instrumental in picking up some movies. So we've had movie nights, and the way we run those is we usually choose a venue, and we go to the venue and we put the screen up and we show something that's appropriate to the venue. There's an art show, and that's usually accompanied with live music, and we're very lucky. We also have in town some talented musicians and talented rock and rollers, so they're often providing background music for one event or another. So art show and various live events. We've also, over the last few years, we've been working with the local arts councils and trying to bring some touring talent into the town. So it's not all completely homegrown. We've got a beautiful big hall in town with a big stage, and it lends itself to those sorts of things.
What strikes me about the area is its people, and living in the cities I've done for 22 years, although I grew up in country towns in Tasmania. You come up here and you encounter people who are up against it in terms of the drought that's been going on now for a decade. People with real cause to have, you know, bad feelings, and you find amongst them optimism, and you find amongst them courage, and you find amongst them an incredible notion of neighbourliness and of working in with one another, which I don't think city people actually think exists anymore, but out here it's as real as the weather. Our lifestyle now, you know, city life is so much about lifestyle and so much about career and so much about acquisition, and I don't think those things can sustain you in the long term. And I think if you were just looking for a place to come and live and be part of a community, you know, the footy club, the pub, the bowls green, the whatever, then this is the sort of place you should come.
Only a few hours away from the river, Mildura, Swan Hill. Melbourne's only 3 hours away. The sea at Portland, Warrnambool. Adelaide's 5 hours. No bushfires, no floods. The occasional drought, which we're sort of living in at the present point in time, but you know, we're basically, it's a good spot. Good weather. Yeah, well, you know, you get the Lions clubs, and there's CWA, and you know, there's tennis, cricket, golf. You can be involved in heaps of things if you wanted to. People come and say, well, what do you do in Minyip? I say, well, what don't you do? If you want to be involved, there's plenty to do. If you don't want to be involved, well, that's fine too, but you know, there's plenty of things to do. A couple of pubs, and as I said, you know, you're close to, if you want to go to restaurants or something, they're not far away. If you're in Melbourne, you'd drive more than half an hour to go to a good restaurant. Well, Horsham's over there, or you can eat Donald, Warwick Nabil, good restaurants in Warwick Nabil, yeah. So, you know, the cost of housing is pretty reasonable here, and I think they're more involved in the community. There's a community, they care for each other more than you generally know your next door neighbour. The one across the street, the one across the next street, and yeah, I think people are more welcoming, I guess. Got a good school here, and a preschool, and the high schools are good. Yeah. Plenty of room for more business, yeah. There's like every small town, I guess, there's plenty of opportunities if you want to have a go, and if that's what you want to, you know, have a go at something and just get out of that rat race and come up to a bit more, not laid back, but you know, just no stress-free. Good. come along.